So Michael, what is a strategy in NLP?
Strategy in NLP is being able to explain, articulate the structure of steps you go through in doing something, and normally this will include your experience, whether you're looking at something, whether you're got some internal pictures, whether you're listening to something. It's very detailed, the steps that you go through in order to be able to do something.
What is important when eliciting a strategy from somebody?
I think there again it's a question of it's keeping my map out the way. To me it's a very analytical process. I want to find out what you do. I don't want to interpret what you do. So it's asking questions in a respectful way, because in some cases a lot of people won't actually know consciously what it is they do. So I may have to ask the same question in a number of ways, slightly different angles, to keep on gently pestering you to say raise it into consciousness.
Could you elicit one of my strategies?
Yes, certainly. Let's take you as a martial artist, just before you do a martial arts move. What's the thing that happens before you do the move? We just started, just before you start.
Well, I tend to have had a dream the previous night that I'm able to do this move, so I have this kind of muscle memory in my system. I know how to do it.
Okay, how do you know you had a dream? What actually happens?
Well, I visualise myself doing the move, and I can actually feel it in my body as I'm doing it.
Okay, so you're aware you've had the dream, and you're waiting to do the move. What happens next?
Well, when it comes to actually doing the move, I try and step back and recreate those feelings of the dream. So I recreate the image of me doing it and the feeling throughout my body of doing it successfully over and over again.
Okay, so you go back and you feel how it's felt. Anything else that you're aware of that happens as you're doing that?
Well, just before I do the move, I have to try and completely clear my head of anxieties and fears and these little voices saying, "Don't do this, it's a bad idea."
Tell me about the fear. How, if I was learning what you did, how would I do the fear?
Well, you have your heartbeat will start going crazy,
right?
Because you're about to start doing something which you're not entirely comfortable with, and it's a very natural and physical fear.
Right.
But fear and excitement are the same things. So if you put a positive spin on the fear and turn it into excitement and just go for the motion, enjoy it, you're far more likely to actually get through the move itself.
Okay, so what I do is when I feel my heart beating, I actually use that almost as an incentive to do the thing. And from that stage to the end of the movement, what happens?
Your mind has to be completely blank. So you'd set off, you'd go at the move completely action-minded. No other thoughts, no other nagging, anxieties, and just give yourself up to the action, I suppose.
Okay, excellent. And how do you know when the move's finished?
Well, you know you've done it successfully because you've landed on your feet and you're not hurt. And sometimes you have people clapping, or sometimes you have people gasping or recovering from gasping because they think you've just done something a bit stupid. Okay?
Yep, that's your strategy.
Is there anything about eliciting strategies that you feel is particularly important, or maybe you'd like to emphasise?
I think strategies are incredibly important. When I first did NLP, I tended to leave them out, but I think they're the most valuable things you can do, because if you can understand what people are doing now, it becomes obvious how you can help people improve. So I would almost overemphasize the power of asking very simple questions and letting the person respond without interpreting or interfering with their response. Because the other thing that I found is if you can come up with a solution that's very close to what people are doing now, they will implement it very, very easily. If I try and superimpose my technique on somebody else, it may work, it may not work. Many times it will work, but often it requires a lot more effort than understanding what they're doing now and getting them to change just a little bit. So you're building on what they already do now to improve what they do.
Michael Beale, thank you.
Thank you.